Okay, good morning. So we are starting in Leviticus 1:1 through 3:17. So we finished the book of Exodus. So we've now completed three books, and we completed the first two books of the book of Moses, the first five books, which is called the Torah. So we'll now get into Leviticus. So now the Lord called Moses and spoke to him from the tabernacle of meeting, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when any one of you brings an offering to the Lord, you shall bring your offering of the livestock, of the herd, and of the flock. If his offering is a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own free will at the door of the tabernacle of meeting before the Lord. Then he shall put his hand on the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted on his behalf to make atonement for him. He shall kill the bull before the Lord and the priest, Aaron's sons. Bring the blood and sprinkle the blood all around on the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of meeting, and he shall skin the burnt offering and cut it into pieces. The sons of Aaron, the priest, shall put fire on the altar and lay wood in order on the fire. Then the priest, Aaron's son, shall lay the parts, the head, the fat, the order in order on wood that is on the fire upon the altar. But he shall wash its internals, entrails, and his legs with water. And the priest shall burn all the altar as a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, a sweet aroma to the Lord. If his offering is of the flocks, of the sheep, or of the goats, as a burnt sacrifice, he shall bring a male without blemish. He shall kill it on the north side of the altar before the Lord and the priest. Aaron's son shall sprinkle its blood all around the altar, and he shall cut it into pieces with its head and its fat. And the priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is on the fire, upon the altar. But he shall wash the entrails and the legs with water. Then the priest shall bring it and burn it on the altar. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, a sweet aroma to the Lord. And if the burnt sacrifice of his offering to the Lord is of birds, he shall bring his offering of turtle doves and young pigeons. The priest shall bring it to the altar, wring off its head, and burn it on the altar. Its blood shall be drained out at the side of the altar. And he shall remove its crop with its feathers and cast it beside the altar on the east side into the place for ashes. Then he shall split it at its wings, but shall not divide it completely. And the priest shall burn it on the altar, on the wood that is on the fire. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, a sweet aroma to the Lord. When anyone offers a grain offering to the Lord, his offering shall be of fine flour. He shall pour oil on it and put frankincense on it. He shall bring it to Aaron's sons, the priests, one of whom shall take it from its handful of fine flour and oil with all of its frankincense, and the priest shall burn it as a memorial on the altar, an offering made by fire, a sweet aroma to the Lord. Then the rest of the grain offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is most holy of the offering to the Lord made by fire. And if you bring as an offering a grain offering baked in the oven, it shall be unleavened, cakes of fine flour mixed with oil, or unleavened wafers anointed with oil. But if your offering is of grain offering baked in a pan, it shall be of fine flour, unleavened, mixed with oil. You shall break it into pieces and pour oil on it. It is a grain offering. If your offering is a grain offering baked in a covered pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. You shall bring the grain offering that is made of these things to the Lord. And when it is presented to the priest, he shall bring it to the altar. Then the priest shall take from the grain offering a memorial portion and burn it on the altar. It is an offering made by fire, a sweet aroma to the Lord. And what is left of the grain offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is most holy of the offerings to the Lord made by fire. No grain offering which you bring to the Lord shall be made with leaven, for you shall burn no leaven nor any honey in any offering to the Lord made by fire. As for the offering of the firstfruits, you shall offer them to the Lord, but they shall not be burned on the altar for a sweet aroma. And every offering of your grain offering shall be in season, you shall season with salt. You shall not allow the salt of the covenant. Every offering of grain offering you shall season with salt. You shall not allow the salt of the covenant of your God to be lacking from your grain offering. With all your offerings you shall offer salt. If you offer grain offerings for your first fruits to the Lord, You shall offer for the grain offering of your first fruits green heads and green roasted of fire, green, grain beaten with full heads, and shall put oil on it, and lay frankincense on it. It is a grain offering. Then the priest shall burn the memorial portion, part of its beaten grain and part of its oil, with frankincense as an offering made by fire to the Lord. When his offering is a sacrifice of peace offering, he offers it of the herd, whether male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the offering and kill it at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. And Aaron's sons, the priests, shall sprinkle the blood all around the altar. Then he shall offer from the sacrifice of the peace offering an offering made by fire to the Lord, the fat that covers the entrails and all the fat that is on the entrails, the two kidneys and the fat that is on them by the flanks, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver above the kidneys, he shall remove. And Aaron's son shall burn it on the altar upon the burnt sacrifice which is on the wood that is on the fire, as an offering made by fire, a sweet aroma to the Lord. If his offering is as a sacrifice of peace offering to the Lord, is of the flock, whether male or female, he shall offer it without blemish. If he offers a lamb as an offering, then he shall offer it before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the offering and kill it before the tabernacle of meeting, and Aaron's son shall sprinkle its blood all around the altar. Then he shall offer from the sacrifice of the peace offering as an offering made by fire to the Lord, its fat, its whole fat tail, and which he shall remove close to its backbone, and the fat that covers the entrails, and the fat that is on the entrails, the two kidneys, and the fat that is on them by the flanks, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver above the kidneys, he shall remove. And the priest shall burn them on the altar as food, an offering made by fire to the Lord. And if his offering is a goat, then he shall offer it before the Lord. He shall lay his hand on its head and kill it before the tabernacle of meeting. And the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle its blood on all around the altar. Then he shall offer from its offering, as an offering made by fire to the Lord, the fat that covers the entrails and all the fat that is on the entrails, the two kidneys and the fat that is on them by the flanks, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver and above the kidneys, he shall remove. And the priest shall burn them on the altar as food, an offering made by fire for a sweet aroma, that is the fat that is the Lord's. This shall be a perpetual state throughout your generations. In all your dwellings you shall eat neither fat nor blood. Mark 129 through 212. So um, now, as soon as they had come out of the synagogue, they entered into the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. But Simon's wife's mother lay sick with fever, and they told him about her at once. He so he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up, and immediately her fever left her, and she served them. At evening, when the sun had set, they had brought to him all who were sick and all those who were demon possessed, and the whole city was gathered together at the door. Then he healed many who were sick with various diseases and cast out many demons. He did not allow the demons to speak because they knew of him. Now in the morning, having risen a long while before daylight, he went out and departed to a solitary place, and there he prayed. And Simon and those who were with him searched for him. When they found him, they said to him, "Everyone is looking for you." And he said to them, "Let us go into the next towns, that I may preach there also, because for this purpose I have come forth." And he was preaching in their synagogues throughout Galilee and casting out demons. Now a leper came to him, imploring him, kneeling down to him and saying to him, "If you are willing, you can make me clean." Then Jesus, moved with compassion, stretched out his hand and touched him and said, "I am willing, be cleansed." As soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy had left him and he was cleansed. And he strictly warned him not, and sent him away at once, and said to him, "See that you do nothing, you say nothing to no one, but go show yourselves to the priest and offer for your cleansing those things which Moses commanded as a testimony to them." However, he went out and began proclaiming it freely and spread the matter. So Jesus could no longer openly enter the city, because but was outside in deserted places, and they came to him from every direction. And again he entered Capernaum, after some days, and it was heard that he was in the house. Immediately many gathered together, so there was no longer room to receive them, not even near the door. And he preached the word to them, and they came to him, bringing a paralytic who was carried by 4 men. And when they could not come near him because of the crowd, they uncovered the roof where he was. So then, when they had broken through, they let down the bed on which the paralytic was laying. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven you." And some of the scribes were sitting there and reasoned in their heart, "Why does this man speak blasphemies like this? Who can forgive sins but God alone?" But immediately, when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they had reasoned thus within themselves, he said to them, "Why do you reason about these things in your heart? Which is easier to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven you,' or to say, 'Arise, take up your bed and walk'? But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins," he said to the paralytic, "I say to you, arise, take your bed, and go into your house." Immediately he arose and took up the bed and went out of the presence and went in the presence of them all, so that all were amazed and glorified God, saying, "We have never seen anything like this." Interesting about this is, people say, well, Jesus never said he was God. This is a great example. The scribe said, "Hey, only God can forgive sins." And Jesus said, which is easier, to forgive sins or to tell the paralytic to walk. So when he said, "Get up and walk," he never once said he was not God, but by telling him to walk, um, and him saying that the Son of Man has power on earth, was saying, basically, he is the Son of God. Psalms 35:17-28. Lord, how long will you look on? Rescue me from their destructions, my precious life from the lions. I will give you thanks in the presence of the assembly. I will praise you among many people. Let them not rejoice over me who who are wrongfully my enemies, nor let them wink with an eye who hate me without cause. For they do not speak peace, but they devise deceitful manners against the quiet ones in the land. They also opened their mouth wide against me and said, "Ah, ah, our eyes have seen it. This you have seen, O Lord. Do not keep silent. O Lord, do not be far from me. Stir up yourself and awake to my vindication, to my cause, my God and my Lord. Vindicate me, O Lord, my God, according to your righteousness. And let them not rejoice over me, and let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so we would have it. Let them not say, We have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to mutual confusion, who rejoice at my hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor, who exalt themselves over me. Let them shout for joy. Let them shout for joy and be glad, who favor my righteous cause. And let them who say continually, Let the Lord be magnified, who has pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And and my tongue shall speak of your righteousness and your praise all the day long. Proverbs 9:13-18. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing. For she sits at the door of her house, on the seat by the highest place in the cities, to call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. As as for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, "Stolen sweet water is sweet, the bread eaten in secret is pleasant, but he does not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of hell." Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow.